The Christos pregame coaches report as Marist readies to open MAAC conference play against the Rider Broncs inside the McCann Center this afternoon. Alongside the Red Foxes head coach Brian Giorgis, my name is Jeff Brawl. This is the Christos pregame coaches report, brought to you as always by Christos Restaurant. Located next to the McCann Golf Course in Poughkeepsie, Christos is your home for fine dining and catering. Coach, been a little while since we talked, but the last time we did it was at the end of a very good 3-day stretch for the team. Marist won the duel in the desert just a little less than 2 weeks ago, beating Louisville, beating nationally ranked Nebraska, beating Houston to get a trophy out in Las Vegas. The 3-game stretch has Marist finishing their non-conference schedule at 9-2. Talk to me about the duel in the desert, winning that tournament, and what that means for this team.
I thought we grew up quite a bit in Duel at the Desert. It was nice to see that our veteran leadership stepped up in the games, especially Erica. Erica really had a breakout tournament there. Showed, why she was picked as preseason player of the year. A lot of other people, different people. Christine Best had a great game against Houston. Emma O'Connor did a really nice job. Leah Nakinen has been steady. Just contributions from a lot of people, which is, I think, what we're going to need this year to be successful.
Yeah, and that's especially important in MAAC play. You've said throughout this season that the non-conference schedule, tough as it was, and Marist had a lot of success in that, which we'll talk about in a second, but as tough as the non-conference schedule was, it's designed to get you ready for this point for MAAC play. Do you feel that the team is ready for the long conference fight?
Well, it seems like it's been so long since we played. I really don't have an answer for that. It's been almost 2 weeks, so I'm worried about rust. Coming out today, losing the game out in Arizona State, but I think, again, just like in the beginning of the year, they're biting at the bit. They want to get after it. They want to get going, and we'll see how we do today.
That Arizona State game that you referenced snowed out. Marist just couldn't get out there because of the blizzard. In case people aren't aware, tried extraordinarily hard to make that game happen, but just unable to do so. Is there a chance of rescheduling that contest?
I don't know. They haven't talked to us since we said we couldn't get there, so I have no idea. I think the difficult part of it is then you're putting a 2,000-mile trip in the middle of your season, in the middle of a week, and I really personally don't think that's fair to our kids, nor do I think it's fair to her kids too, where all of a sudden you're playing a game between contests, between MAAC contests.
Well, assuming that Arizona State cannot be rescheduled this year, Marist finishes 9-2 out of conference on the season. I know you and I were talking before the season saying, 500 would be a pretty good mark when you're playing an out-of-conference schedule as tough as the one that your team faced this year. Talk to me about being 9-2 coming out of non-conference play and what that says about your team.
Well, like I said, they're growing up quick, and this is a team where the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And to go 4-2 against top 100 teams is really mind-boggling. To win 2 Big East games is kind of mind-boggling. To win 3 out of 4 BCS school games. It's just really been a nice ride so far. But now it's a whole different ball of wax in the MAAC, because these coaches and these teams know you better than the teams that you've played before. So even though we've gone up against more talented teams, people, I think, will be better game prepared for us. And plus, it'll be the type of games where, we could make their season like we did in Niagara and Fairfield last year, where they went on 7-game winning streaks. I told the kids, the target hasn't been on our back. Mm-hmm. We've actually been shooting at the targets on the big schools' backs and stuff, and now it comes back to our back, squarely on our back, and we've got to be ready to play.
Targets on the back this afternoon against Rider, a team that's yet to win a game this season, 0-11. So you're absolutely right. A win for Rider today would make their season now. Marist, coming off games against power conference schools in the duel in the desert, now has to shift to face a team that hasn't won a game yet this season. How do you prepare the team mentally for this game against competition that certainly isn't Louisville, Nebraska, or Houston?
Well, a lot of the things that we've worked on over the past 12 days is, ever since we've been back Christmas Day, is really on what we do and trying to get better. Last couple of days we've been working on the Rider Scout. We know we can't take anybody for granted. And, Rider the other day played pretty well for the first time all year, where they had their whole lineup together, and they'll have that whole lineup there today. So we've got to come ready to play. They got some nice big kids, in Bop. And, we've got to be ready. She's much more athletic, but they're young, and they're on our court, and we've got to, maintain our own court.
It's conference play in the MAAC. Anything can happen. Head coach Brian Giorgis, the guest in the Christos pregame coaches report. Thank you for the time. Good luck starting off MAAC play with a victory against Rider.
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
We've got more to come after this. We'll welcome Julianne Viani to the pregame show next. Stay tuned. You're listening to Marist Women's Basketball on GoRedFoxes.com.